It's never easy to win games when you're missing free throws. They had to be better.
Well, if you want to win away from home, quite simply, you have to make your free throws.
And Tatum's got the ball here for the Boston Celtics. Instead, while Edwards has pushed back, it hasn't stopped others from comparing him to his airness, Michael Jordan.
And that talk is more about how his game reminds one of MJ and less about greatness. Edwards' career is just getting started.
Now here's Edwards. Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
Yeah, nice timing in the pick and roll. Gobert finishing the job.
Boston on offense. They kick it out to Porzingis. Three-pointer off the mark. Outside McDaniels. Pass to Gobert. Back to Edwards. Soft touch off the glass.
Well, Edwards is such a strong player, skilled at absorbing contact and still finishing.
The three, Porzingis. He buries it from three. Porzingis has got 5 now.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Pass to Gobert. That's it. Coming off an assist from Randall.
Yeah, inside, Gobert can be a true monster, using his size and reach. Very effective.
Left side, Porzingis. Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
Putting some extra juice on that tomahawk, fellas. No one is going to stop that.
Man, when he's coming in with that level of force, that's just too much right there.
They've really come out swinging, hitting 4 of their first 5 shots.
And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
Here's Edwards, following the bucket by Boston. Gobert. Great D that time from Porzingis. To the inside. Ooh, Gobert with a steal. Outside McDaniels. Outside for Randall. Pass to Conley. Fires from deep. Doesn't go that time. Ooh, good work defensively by Holiday. A moment to hear from Allen Force.
I caught up with Coach Joe Mazzulla. He was emphatic, saying that Edwards was their main concern, telling me Anthony poses problems on both sides of the ball, and he is relentless. He doesn't let up. He wants his guys to match Edwards' energy.
Appreciate the report, Allie.
Great recognition there from Conley. He saw an opening and took it.
Yeah, you want to get him going as soon as possible. Great way for him to start this game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Boston foul.
Some guys can remake their games to fit the times. Randall's worked on his right hand and his jump shooting. He's a much more versatile threat now in the offensive end.
And Randall drops them both.
You know, a reliable veteran like Julius Randle is so valuable. He provides a foundation for everyone else to play off of because they know he'll be there to score and help out. He makes it easier for other players to succeed around him. Their offense is really humming right now, and it's because of the beautiful ball distribution.
McDaniels can't hit. Well, the defender stopping the developing fast break. That looks like a transition take foul.
Substitutions for the Celtics.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
Well, they're in a great flow. The ball's moving. All those assisted buckets means the offense is running well.
Man, they're just having their way, bullying the other team in the painted area, imposing their will down there whenever they want.
Step back on that one and let it fly.
And hey, I mean, Horford can make this shot. Give him any breathing room, and he's always ready to shoot.
Now, Reed.
And he makes it.
Assisted by
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
from Peyton Pritchard.
Nice one-handed jam. Simple and effective, B.A.
Hey, with the lead, I'm surprised you didn't come up with something a little more creative. To the paint. Out to Craig. From the arc. And again, Boston with the triple.
In terms of offense, they've been the more efficient team by far.
Well, I think it's because they're calling sets that really match up well with their personnel.
First personal foul.
Heady play to stop that easy layup right there. I mean, make him earn it at the line.
At the line.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
Julius Randle.
And Minnesota making a change here. And no luck that time either.
Well, that's not the focus we're used to seeing from him at the line. He's usually rock solid from there.
They played with fantastic energy from the opening tip.
Yeah, they've come out with more energy and effort.
And so it's Boston. They have a nice 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. And it's mostly due to their superb shooting. They've wasted very few possessions. We'll be right back after this word. Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And for Boston guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
They are looking engaged so far, especially on offense.
Yeah, and that's helped them get the lead. But we'll have to see if they can sustain this offensive output.
Now, Reed.
Wow, Julius Randle. We could feel the floor shaking on that one.
Stan, you look at the Celtics, as high-powered as they come offensively.
No question, Brian. They can space the floor at every position, and any one of their starters is able to give you 20 on a given night.
And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Rudy Gobert.
Timberwolves trail by 9. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Brian, it's great hearing Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla talk shop. He said everybody tries to bring basketball up into offense and defense, but it's one game. Your spacing, decision-making, and shot selection set up your defense. That transition happens so fast, so the game is constantly changing. It's all connected, Brian.
No question. Thanks, Allie. Good stuff there.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the miss.
Back to Brown. Outside Holiday. White on the wing. 6 to shoot. The shot by Holiday, no good.
Well, they know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
Back to Gobert. Outside for Randle. And it's Randle with the jam.
Yeah, excellent work in pick and roll. Now, Randle looking crafty and creating for himself there.
Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
And breaking out the one-hand slam.
Man, an emphatic way to extend the lead a little more. And that one hits the back iron. And Porzingis has got the ball here for the Boston Celtics. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Phoenix.
And it seemed that not a lot went right for them. Plenty of standing around on the offensive end, and their D couldn't make up for it.
Yeah, they just looked totally lost in that game on both ends of the floor. The coach is going to have some choice words for him after that one.
Grant, there's a huge difference between talent on paper versus winning.
You're right, B.A., and it comes down to coaching, chemistry, and sacrifice. But I think the biggest thing is effort. All things being equal, the team that plays the hardest is going to win.
Pass to DiVincenzo. To the middle. Here's Gobert. And it's Cornette with the rebound.
Remaining in the first half.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Here's Porzingis. What a finish from Porzingis.
Very little resistance around the rim right now. That's the 5th straight bucket they've given up in the paint.
For 3, DiVincenzo. Drains the triple.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him at all times or he will bury you.
Pass to Tatum. Porzingis surveying the floor. From deep range, KP hits it.
Well, I love the response by Porzingis. Terrific work coming back with his own triple.
Stan, we've seen a resurgence for Kristaps Porzingis over the last few seasons. What changed?
Well, Brian, he really dug down into the numbers, identifying his best shot profile and really focusing on that. It's helped his efficiency.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets here.
Here's Gobert. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
And wow, I mean, Gobert had them fooled. The pump fake puts the defender totally off balance.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Defensive Player of the Year 4 times over, Stan. Rudy Gobert tied for the record.
Yeah, Brian, alongside Dikembe Mutombo and Ben Wallace, and Gobert's capable of getting another one, too, assuming his countryman, Victor Wembanyama, doesn't start taking the reins.
Timberwolves trail by 13. There's a 4-second difference between the shot and game clock. Another shot. Lets the 3 fly. The shot by Alexander Walker, no good.
And their free throws have dropped off in this quarter. They're settling for too many jump shots right now.
Yeah, this will be a second trip to the free throw line.
You know, I don't think Horford gets enough credit for his defense. He's been an impact player at that end for a long time.
Here's Alexander Walker. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him.
With the score.
Kristaps.
Celtics. The Timberwolves.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Celtics lead by 14. Here's Holiday. And Holiday powers it home.
Holiday saw the opening and took full advantage.
On the wing, Alexander Walker. Back to Reed. Here's Garza. Tatum with some nice D.
And it's amazing. Their slim advantage on the board seems a lot larger than it is.
And stolen by Edwards. On the break. No one near him. Offensive rebound, Timberwolves.
Well, halftime is supposed to be for adjustments. I'm sure this isn't what they had in mind.
And so much power out of Tatum. Look at the elevation.
Timberwolves trail by 18. Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Well, that's what you want. Get him the ball and see if he can close the gap.
One thing you can say about Boston, Grant, they know how to put a team together.
Yeah, the Celtics' consistency of winning is just impressive, both now and throughout their entire history. They are really the gold standard in this league, and it's mostly because of great draft picks and great trades.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, after some down years in Dallas, Kristaps Porzingis said, I really checked myself. From that point on, I started building my game back up. Sometimes when you're younger, your physical abilities might already be there, but your mental is not. Once that all clicks, that's when you've got something.
Well, that's a good way to think of it. Thanks, Allie.
Yeah, Edwards has some big bounce in his step.
There's Tatum with the three. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Holiday. Tatum's got 5 points.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
And Boston calls time here. And coach, a perennial all-defense performer, Drew Holiday. Fearsome at that end of the floor in particular.
Yeah, Brian, he's as good a defensive guard as there is. Great size and strength at the point guard spot. You combine that with his IQ and his competitive will, he is a problem on a nightly basis.
Oh, gritty defense. Protecting the rim at all costs against a guy who has all sorts of ways to finish.
Gobert gets the bucket.
Assist from
Too much Rudy Gobert to take a lot of contact down low.
Here's Pritchard. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Pritchard's got his first points of the night.
Like a matador. Olay! There was no defense. That has to be one of the easier shots I've seen tonight.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
All he needed was a little separation. So effective.
Boy, cleared the path, put him in position for a prime-time dunk.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Here's Conley. Boston with a rebound. They led the game at 1 point by 20. Right side Brown. Pass to Cornette. It's blocked by Gobert.
So good at finding these rejections.
Oh! Edwards with the highlight reel jam.
B.A., forget about attempting the long-range three to cut into that lead. Just attack the rim, my man.
Man, that was sweet. With the fadeaway. Pass to Cornette. Fires the three. That falls. Nice feed that time from Tatum. Cornette's got his second bucket of the night. Poke loose. Now here's McDaniels. Right side Edwards. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. Jaylen Brown picks one up.
First team foul.
Well, we know Edwards has an outstanding skill set, but what makes him truly special is his competitive will and ability to handle high-pressure moments.
Celtics.
We expect nothing less. He's generally been very good at the line.
And Boston calls time here. Grant, when it comes to Anthony Edwards, fair to say he's meeting expectations so far.
Oh, no question, B.A. The first overall pick in the 2020 draft. Edwards has been anything but a bust. Now we are seeing him trying to compete for titles.
Boston, timeout. Who wants the t-shirt?
Here's Pritchard. Doing some damage on the offensive end. Putting up a little over 14 points a game. Pass to Hauser. From downtown. Knocks it down from distance. Hauser's gotten himself going with a triple. His first basket of the game. Here's Gobert. Rebounded by the Celtics. Here's Pritchard. Here's Horford. And so it's the Boston Celtics, a sizable 18.
The Celtics, 57. The Timberwolves.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter. Stranger things have happened.
Round of applause for your Celtics youth dance team.
Timberwolves trail by 18. Back to Edwards. And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up.
First personal foul.
Well, Stan, every franchise has their guy. What kind of things do you want your franchise player to exhibit?
Well, Brian, here's what people have to understand. The culture of your team is determined by your best player. If you want a hard-working, unselfish, competitive team, that best player, that franchise guy, has to embody those things. Well, one of the premier offensive players in the league, Kristaps Porzingis, is hot tonight, putting on a show.
Outside Porzingis. And a great assist by Brown as that one goes in. Porzingis has got 5 points now this quarter.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Minnesota foul.
Well, you know teams try to get physical with Porzingis, but sometimes that strategy can come back to bite.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Celtics.
Well, their passing has been just exceptional, and it's opened up the floor for them on numerous occasions.
We also got to highlight how on fire they've been from three-point land. They've continued to capitalize from beyond the arc in this one.
The kick out to Edwards.
Julius
For three,
Randle.
Randle
For three.
sinks the tray.
Yeah, a shot that Randle has added to his repertoire. Shooting the three with confidence now.
Pass to Tatum. Inside. Here's White. The kick to Tatum. 4 on the clock. It's not going to go for him. Timberwolves trail by 18. Here's Randle. Now Edwards. And here's Reed. Defended by Porzingis. Reed can't hit. Fantastic ball movement for them tonight.
Things are definitely working offensively. A balanced attack is just so much harder to defend.
Yeah, nice lob there, and what a leap by Tatum. You just have to admire that kind of thing.
And here's Edwards outside. And another three for Minnesota.
Well, he was scuffling with this shot in the first half, but since the break, he's been putting it all together.
Taking huge strides. Porzingis really gets it going on the drive.
Timberwolves trail by 19. Outside Edwards. For three. Porzingis grabs the board. And so it's Porzingis with it. He brings it up for the Celtics.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
And they double up Porzingis. It's Brown on the wing. Off target with the three. Left side, Edwards. Yep, it finally drops after rolling around the rim. Edwards got 21 points in the game.
Where doesn't Edwards score from? Even in the mid-range, he makes shots.
Nice deflection there. Really trying to disrupt their offensive flow.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
The Celtics making a switch here.
Substitutions for the Celtics. Torrey.
A minute and a half left to play in the fourth.
Sam Hauser.
They came out and had a statement win with their performance tonight. A fantastic effort to get it done here for the Celtics.
Absolute fireworks display. High-scoring game. They were unstoppable, Greg.
Yeah, just relentless from start to finish. And the pace was furious. Ultimately, they wore out the other team.
And you have to like how they played this year. 55 wins in total.
Always good to start a season series off with a W. They showed tonight they take this team seriously. And the next two matchups between these two should be fun.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Kristaps Porzingis.
Well, offensively, they needed him to be aggressive, and he delivered. What a game.
And here's Edwards outside. Offensive rebound. Right side, McDaniels.
Fantastic perimeter defense. His coaches and teammates have to appreciate this kind of effort.
Yeah, and it's really hard to stay connected to shooters out there, and even harder to contest the shot without foul.
Launches a three. Edwards can't hit.
Trying to end this thing with some big threes, but the accuracy just isn't there tonight.
From behind the arc. Edwards can't get that one to fall. So we see the Celtics taking the W here. We saw two different...